Ever since I started this channel, I've been striving to bring you a better quality of video. And for those of you who are familiar with video, you know that there are several key things that you monitor. And in this case, what I've done is I've gone from how I normally would film, which is at 30 frames per second. So for each second, it's like 30 photographs. This video is actually being filmed in 60 shots per second, or 60 frames per second. So what that does is it gives you more content per second and should result in a better quality. Now, some people say that 30 frames per second is a little bit more natural looking, and as you start to get into the higher frame rates, you might get into something that's maybe a little bit too cinematic, maybe looks a little bit unreal. But this is why I'm posting this video. I'm putting it out there to you and asking you what you think about the quality of this video in comparison to some of the videos in the past that you're familiar with. Look at the detail on the fish, the quality of the color, and in particular when there's movement. Let me know if you think that this looks better than the content I usually put out. My first impression of it is that it does look better. It is a little bit sharper, especially when there's fast movement. But where it's going to give me probably the biggest boost, as you'll see later on here in the video, is when we're dealing with content that has been slowed down, where we go into a slow motion. Because what that's going to do is it's going to give me more frames per second. I take a 30 frame per second shot and I slow it down 50%, you're getting 15 frames a second. So you're going to get maybe a little choppiness, where if I put this into slow motion, what you're going to see is 30 frames per second at 50% slow-mo. So it gives me a slightly better picture when slowed down. But again, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it doesn't make that much of a difference, and I'm just doing something that isn't really necessary. I mean, you tell me by looking at the content. This right here is a tank full of fish that are usually darting around very, very quickly, but I've slowed it down 50%. And it looks to me like there's still some good detail. There's still good detail on the fish. I mean, you tell me at 50%. This entire shot of the 55 gallon is at 50%. And then we'll go back to normal speed on the next tank. So really what the purpose of this video is one, to fool around with 60 frames per second, but also to get your feedback, to see if you feel that you can tell a difference. And if you can, please let me know in the comments below, and perhaps this will be the way that I shoot my aquariums from now on, and possibly it might be the way I live stream, since it might give us a bit of better quality of the fish that are usually showing up in the live streams. This, of course, is the 55-gallon planted tank. I'm going to be adding some more neons, rummy nose, maybe some more rasboras. I just love the fish that school in this tank. I'm also having my hand sort of forced by a recent event with the 55-gallon that the red tear is in. So I'm going to be moving that red tear into the 210-gallon and also bringing the geos and the red shoulder severum over to that 210-gallon aquarium as well, and that will free up that 55-gallon that's having some difficulty with that top brace. I've contacted Aquarium since it's been within 5 years and the tank has suffered a failure. They want me to send them receipts and some information off of a sticker that's apparently on the bottom of the tank, which if you were still using the tank, I'm not sure how you would access that, but they want some information off of a sticker on the bottom of the tank, photographs of it, and also photographs of the stand. So I'll be getting that over that. I'll be getting all of that information over to Aquarium, and then I'll let you folks know how that occurred, how that resolved, and we'll see if Aquarium does a good job. Let's compare slow-mo and regular speed here in the 29-gallon aquarium, so you can see and compare. This tank has some fast-moving neon blue dwarf rainbows in it, and I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to 50% so you can go ahead and see the difference. The main thing I'm noticing is that there is still good detail even when slowed down 50%. So this 60 frames per second might end up being the standard for my shooting video. I like what I'm seeing. As you can see, I've got a whole bunch of little plecos here, all of them born in this tank. These rainbows are probably going to come out and go into the planted aquarium after I move those the geos out and put them in the 210. I'll bring the albino acaras over to the 90 and drop those rainbows into the 55-gallon planted. There's Papa Pleco. Seems like he's always fanning eggs. He's a total stud. There he is, eating with the clan. I've thought about pulling out unique patterns in these plecos. There's the eel. Some of these plecos have some pretty cool patterns on them. I've thought about maybe keeping a few of those and just trying to breed back perhaps some of the snowball. There's some snowball mixed in there. Maybe get some of that to be more prominent. Let's end off with a slow-mo look at the 300-gallon. Always fun to do that. And again, you can see the detail, clarity, and color is good. If you like the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit me in the mug there. And to get my best tips, be sure to check out that playlist, and also information on water change tips. Check that out as well. Thanks for stopping by and watching, my friends. You are greatly appreciated. Bye-bye.